Hello, everyone, and welcome to I'm Not Okay with Day. I am your host, Day. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, you'll notice that we have a different scenery today, different background. That's because I'm sitting in a different room in the house. And that's because I just want to be chill and relaxed today, y'all. The setup that I normally have, I'm going to be honest, it's not the most comfortable. And today I'm feeling a little bit tired and I would like to just relax. And so here we are. I'm sitting in a different room. I'm holding the mic. I'm really hoping that you guys won't be hearing the movements of the mic. We're trying a lot of new things today because we just want to try new things because we want to, because we're not feeling like being super professional today. We're just catching up, y'all. I'm catching up with my favorite people. So here we are today, y'all. I'm also using a new mic, so I'm really not sure what this is going to sound like. We'll see when this comes out. But anyway, how are y'all doing today? I've missed you guys. It's been what? 1 week of a break? No, 2 weeks of a break at this point. 2 weeks of a break. I went on vacation, y'all, and I really just wanted to take time to be in the moment, enjoy time with my family, and not worry about things. So, we've been on a little bit of a hiatus, a 2 week break, but we're back. And I just want to talk to y'all and just give you a little update on what's been happening because let me tell you, a lot has happened. And I can't even believe it myself. I feel like this is a big part of this is just me what is the word? Processing my own emotions about the whole thing. And um, yeah, it's a lot. So let's just dive right in. So, y'all, last thing you heard from me was that I have been job hunting since I passed the test and I got my license. I've been in the job hunt. And, y'all, I found this job and it was looking so good. It was an amazing opportunity. It was something different, something I'd never done before. It was going to be a growing opportunity, and the pay was real good. And I was like, this is it. This is it. I did an interview for it. Everything went well, in my opinion. Interviews is kind of one of those things where did it go well? We don't really know. But I think it went well. The vibes were up, let me tell you. And they scheduled me for a follow-up interview, which I later found out was going to be with the hiring manager. So like this was going to be my job, y'all. Like this was going to be my job. I started making the plans. I started envisioning myself there. I started looking at apartments there. Like I really thought this was going to be it. So the follow up appointment or interview, I guess, was scheduled for a Thursday. And on Monday, I got a call. No, it wasn't a call. I got an email basically saying that they're no longer seeking to fill the position and that, it's not going to work out. And let me tell you, y'all, that had me feeling some type of way. It had me feeling a whole type of ways. It had me feeling so disappointed. I felt really sad, honestly, because I really made those plans and I just really thought like all signs were pointing to this was going to be my job. I really thought it was going to be my job. And honestly, I realized I felt triggered, because it was the same feeling I had with my marriage of this is the plan that we have. This is what we're going to do. This is our goal. This is what we're going to accomplish. This is how we're going to do it. And all of that was just shattered. And it crushed me, you guys. Like I came home, I cried to my dad, I cried to my mom, I cried to myself. I was really disappointed. It was tough. It took me a couple of days to get over it. I mourned the loss of what I thought would be. And then I kept it moving. But y'all, let's just go there. It's going to lead me into the next thing we're going to talk about, which is essentially the meat of this podcast. So, the week that I had the interview for that job that I didn't get, I also had another interview for another job in another city entirely, very different from this job. Equally as exciting, equally as interesting. It was going to be something that it was good. The vibes were up for that. And I had a preliminary interview. Everything, it went well. They scheduled me for another interview that I did 2 weeks ago. That went well. And then I was scheduled with another one follow up. And I got it, you guys. I got it. I got a job. Y'all, I got a job. And it's just funny because this job came at the most perfect time. I'm telling you guys that I dealt with the disappointment of that job and literally what? It was less than a week, or maybe it was a week. 1 week later, I got the job offer for this job. And it's just crazy because when I did the next interview for this one, it went well too, but because I was so traumatized, honestly, and so disappointed by the loss of the last job that I thought I was going to get, I didn't want to get my hopes up with this one because I was like, I don't even want to start thinking it's going to work out. And then it doesn't. And here we are. So I had it and I was really, really trying to tell myself, whatever God has for you is what God has for you. If He opens the door, it's yours. If not, it's not. And that's, what my parents told me. And that's that has been honestly the way that I've been going through this job seeking adventure, is just reminding myself that whatever God has for me is going to be for me. And if it doesn't work out, then it's not for me. But of course, that quickly went out the window when I got disappointed by that job not working out. And so it was like, okay, let's remind ourselves. My parents were great to remind me. And I was really getting back into a place where, okay, we'll keep on. We had some interviews, we had some prospects. So it wasn't like there was nothing. It was like, we still have something. So let's just stay focused on that. And we're going to keep moving. And yeah, a week later, I had that other interview and I felt really good about it. And I was so scared to get my hopes up and to feel like, okay, this is it. And honestly, you guys, I did the interview on Tuesday. Wednesday comes around, I didn't hear anything. Thursday comes around, didn't hear anything. And right around the Thursday mark into early Friday, I started to feel like, I guess I really didn't get it. And that like disappointment, it started to creep in, y'all. And I had to check myself. I had to check myself and say, hey, it's not even just about, if this doesn't work out, but remember what God has for you is for you. And why are we worrying about this? Like, God is taking care of you thus far. Like, don't worry, relax. And honestly, it's kind of that thing where, when they say that when you're not looking for the thing, then you find it, usually talking about a partner. Like, if you're not in search of a partner, that's when the partner comes along. It was kind of like that, where I finally got into a headspace of peace. That's what it is. And yeah, I then just did not worry about it. And literally hours later, I got the call of the job offer. And I cannot tell you the excitement that I felt. At the time, I was actually with my family. They were in a store, and I stepped outside to have the call. And I went into the store and told my whole family. And we were just all in there jumping up and down in the middle of the store in excitement. It was such a great moment. And I just was so happy. I was on cloud nine and I felt like, yes, like it's working out. It's finally working out. And honestly, I felt very happy. I still feel really happy. And also, I felt really scared. So here's the thing, y'all. It's hard because you want to be excited, but I guess, I don't know if it's human nature to just think about, okay, like what's going to be next? This great thing happens and your immediate thing is, okay, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And that was me, y'all. I was like, okay, I got the job. Great. Now the job, it's in a new city. That means it's going to be not close to my parents. It's like an hour and a half from where my parents are right now. And so I'm going to have to move and I'm going to have to get an apartment and settle down. And like, this is starting over. Like, I'm literally starting over again. I'm going to be in a new city. It's just a lot. It's a lot happening. It's very new and there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of anxiety of just, the unknown and what's going to happen and what's it going to be like. And I am now going to literally be on my own. Like, I'm going to be living in a place by myself. I'm going to have to take care of myself. I'm going to have to be like, I'm going to be the independent woman, whether I like it or not. And I'm laughing because you guys, if anyone knows me, they know that I've always been a very independent person. Even when I was in my relationship, I was very independent, honestly. But, there are still certain things that you depend on a man for. That's something I'm going to have to, what's the word? Learn to deal with. That meme that it's this person that's like passed out, this lady passed out, and then there's like, it looks like a spirit coming out of her. And it's like me as a feminist, my feminist spirit leaving me whenever like I need a man to do something hard for me or something like that. That is me, y'all. Okay. That's me. I hate to say it, but like the reality of the situation is that I'm all for female power, feminism, woman power, independence, strong, independent woman, modern woman energy. Yes. But also, I'm calling my dad about what goes wrong with my car and can you help me put up this picture and can you kill this insect for me? And I need you to help me open this jar. Like, that's me. And I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I do believe that there is a certain part of me that has very much relied on men to help me with certain things. And I'm now in a place, or I'm going to be in a place where I'm not going to necessarily be able to do that. I mean, I say necessarily because will I still be calling my father about car problems or whatever it is that I have that's going on? Yes. Will I probably wait for him to come and visit me to help me put pictures on the wall? Probably. But in a general sense, I'm really going to have to learn to be actually independent and live on my own. And, I've lived on my own before. So this is not really new. Like, I have lived by myself for a year and a half when I was doing my master's. And that was a great experience. It really was. But I was also engaged at the time and then married. And so it's with the intent of, okay, like whatever is hard right now, it's okay because this is not going to be me forever and ever. Like whatever is difficult, whatever is, a struggle, either my fiance / husband is going to come and fix it for me, or we're going to live together and we can deal with that problem together. But in this case, it's kind of like whatever the problem is, I have to fix it. And, that's a little scary, but it's also very exciting. Like, I'm very excited to start on my own and, really have a place for my own and, be an adult, you know what I mean? Like, have I been an adult for a lot of years? Yes. But, it's just different, y'all. You know what I mean? It's different. It's different, but I am very excited. I am excited. And so anyways, that's all the stuff that I'm thinking about. And I had therapy this morning. In full transparency, y'all, I recorded this episode. This is my second time recording this episode. And that's because I recorded it earlier today. And then I had therapy. And then I was like, oh, Okay, so we have a lot more to talk about. I guess I just realized a lot of different things in therapy. And I said, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to myself and to everyone else who's listening if I don't share what I've learned and what really impacted me today. So I'm in therapy today and, I'm sharing with my therapist. I'm actually so excited because honestly, the last therapy appointment I had, I spent that therapy session also crying to my therapist about how sad I was and disappointed I was about not getting the job. And then fast forward, the next therapy appointment is me talking to her about the fact that I have a job now, very drastic on her from her perspective. Like a lot of things have changed. And so I'm so excited to like tell her, hey, I got a job. But also, more importantly, I said, I feel like things are finally working out. You know, I said to her, I feel like it was all worth it. And I feel that we're in now. And in talking a little bit more with her, what I ended up realizing is what she pointed out to me and what is actually the truth is how much worth and value I was putting on getting a job and on being employed and on having a career. And it's something that we're going to talk about a little bit more in that, like, I feel like I want to do a series on identity coming up soon, y'all, specifically because I just feel like it's something that's there's so much to talk about with that in and of itself. But it's kind of like we're talking and I'm telling her how happy I feel that I finally got a job. And I was even saying it's kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel. And what she said to me was this idea of the light at the end of the tunnel. It puts a lot of pressure on you because it's kind of like, okay, you just work to achieve this thing and then that's it. And then suddenly everything is good again. It's kind of like this like finality of life, like you just do everything for this like final thing instead of the journey. The focus is on the destination instead of the journey is what she said to me. And I sat and I thought about it and I said, I mean, that's true because in my head, a lot of the things are okay, we work to achieve a goal, we accomplish the goal, and then we go and we achieve the other goal. And then we keep on achieving all the goals. And just like the next thing after the next thing after the next thing. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Having goals isn't bad. Working towards things isn't bad. But the problem is you work towards the next, and you never have time to really spend in whatever those phases are. Like, you don't have time to appreciate, hey, I accomplished this goal. I was just thinking, okay, I thought to myself, wow, look at how everything has just worked out so perfectly. Like, my plan that I had, it didn't work out in the specifics, but honestly, since everything has happened, a lot of the plans that I've had have worked out well. And I was feeling really happy about it. And then as I talked in therapy, my therapist was kind of like bringing me back to earth in the sense that, my whole thing is here's the thing. And this is the whole purpose for starting this podcast. Honestly, so much of what I planned for in my life in a general sense has happened. I met the guy in college and we got engaged and then we got married and I got my master's and then we moved and we bought a house and we were this happily ever after. Like everything went as according to plan, seemingly. But that was not the case because then the plan went awry and then everything just blew up, right? And then when everything blew up, it was kind of like, oh, now what? And I really struggled, not just with like the difficulty of what it was, like the divorce, but I struggled with everything not no longer going as planned. And I struggled with what is my life going to be like and what are people going to think? And what do I do now? Because I had this whole thing set up and it's no longer that. And how do I keep on moving forward? Like, what do I do? And I really just felt defeated when everything didn't work out. But what happened is, as I was on the healing journey, I realized, okay, not only do I have a problem when things are not working out, because I'm so used to things always working out, frankly, but I also have a problem with not being okay because I've always been, quote unquote, okay. And so here I am now struggling in therapy, thinking that I'm working on this one thing when really I realize that I have all these other issues that I need to work on. And it's like a lot of them are due to the fact that I struggle with not being okay. And so here I am now, things have not been okay. And I've been really like off balance. It's been really hard and struggle, but now it's working out. And now things are coming back together. And I heard myself say it to her. And even as I said it, and she was saying what she was saying, I was like, now it's working out and now we're good. Now we got a job and we're good. Now we got this and everything is okay. And no, I just realized how flawed that kind of thinking is. And the reason is like, yes, first of all, don't get me wrong. I am eternally grateful. I'm so grateful. The Lord has been so good to me. He has provided for my needs in ways that I could never even imagine. He has given me the support. He's shown me the support and love that I've always had. I mean, He has taken care of me. He's really been there for me. He's opened up the doors. I am so grateful that things are working out the way that they are. And honestly, yes, like the timing of everything could not have been more perfect. Everything that's happening right now, as hard as it has been, I just know that this is a new chapter for me. I know that God's hand has been in this the whole time. I know that and I feel it and it's amazing. And if it doesn't work out, if I were to go to this job and things went wrong, it's still working out. And I think that's the concept I'm really struggling to come to terms with. It's something my therapist pointed out. And one thing that I've learned in therapy, as I said, I've learned that I struggle with like so many different problems. You go to therapy for a problem that you think is going to be the thing you're going to work on. Then you open up the box and realize, oh, I have like 10 other really major problems that I need to also deal with. And I think for me, one of those things is control. I didn't realize that I had this problem, obviously, but I have an issue with control. I feel like I need to control everything. I feel like things need to be in a certain way. And it's not in the control way of like, I like, it's not like bossy or like it's not in an outward way, I think, that like you would see it, but it's more like I feel anxious when I'm not in control over certain things. Like in my head, things must go this way. And if they don't, then there's a problem and I'm not the problem. And it makes it really hard because it's like I'm trying to control things that I can't control. And it makes living life just so hard because when things don't go as planned, which is inevitable because this is life never goes according to plan. Life does whatever it wants to do. Okay. And you cannot control anything. Then you're going to get disappointed all the time and you're never going to be satisfied and you're always going to be looking to control something else. And there's just the type of life you're going to be able to live when you're always trying to control things. It's just not quality. It's not going to be good for you or anyone else around you. It's something that honestly can also and does affect the relationships that you have with people. And I didn't realize how much that was actually happening to me, but it did play a big part. And so, one thing that my therapist pointed out is that, okay, So things have worked out, and now you're like, you can have plans about where you're going to live and all that, but it's almost like you're still wanting to control a lot of things that you can't. And there's a lot of like pressure that you're placing on controlling certain things, and you that's just not possible, and you will end up getting disappointed when that doesn't work out. I hope you guys are following. So it's kind of just like I said this to her too after all that conversation. I was like, so what you're telling me is my problem is not being okay. Not being okay with not being okay. And that's it, guys. Like, all me being okay is dependent. First of all, it's like me being dependent, me being okay. I mean, first things first, me being okay, me being in a good place, me being happy is dependent on getting a job. Problem number one. And then what does that mean if I don't have a job anymore? And if I no longer have this? And what I concluded was, I left this relationship. When I got out of this marriage, I felt like I lost myself, and I really felt like I was struggling to know who I even was. But what I've learned and what I've realized is I lost myself in the marriage. And actually, leaving the marriage has helped me find myself. And that is a gift. And so, in the same way, I would never be able to do that if I wasn't in the situation. And so, being able to do this, just that example, it's kind of like I realized I place so much value in my identity as a wife. And when wife was no longer part of my identity, I felt like, oh gosh, who is this person now? Who am I? And I didn't know. But since then, I've been able to discover who I am separate from wife, and love, most importantly, love who I am without the title of wife. And that is not dependent on whether I get a job or not, or my title as therapist or social worker or whatever. And, you know, I guess that's just the reminder that I got. Like, yes, you guys, things are working out so well. And I'm so grateful. And, this is a very exciting and new chapter for me. And I cannot wait. And I do have, some anxiety. I think it's just like the adrenaline and the newness of it that's exciting, and the scariness of the unknown. But what I'm learning to do is be okay with the unknown and not have the unknown scare me, because the reality is I never know what's going to happen. Whether I have the most perfect plan or not, I don't know, and can never know for sure if that plan will come to fruition or not, because I'm ultimately not the person who's deciding like what happens and what doesn't. Like, they're just, I mean, yes, I have choices, and there are things that I have control over, but there are a lot of things that I don't. And if I spend my time focusing on all the things that I can't control, I can't live a good and quality life. I just can't. And so that's my biggest thing right now. I'm very excited for this new chapter, and I'm excited that I have this podcast to, keep track and document and remind myself of the where I came from and where I was a couple months ago and where I'm going. And I will definitely keep you guys on the journey and keep sharing what I'm learning. But also, you know, uh, I want to be okay with not knowing what's going to happen, and with if things don't work out, still knowing that I'm okay. Because the reality is, in these couple months, things have not worked out in the way that I thought they would, but they still have. And I've still been okay. My needs have been met. All my bills have been paid. Everything that I need has happened, has been accomplished. And there's no reason why that can't continue, whether I have a job or not. And I guess I just want to remind you guys that Whether you have a job or not, whether you have a relationship or not, whether you have a house or not, or whatever it is, whatever goal it is that you have, whatever it is that you want in life, whether you have it or not, it doesn't have to be the determining factor of your happiness. If you choose to be happy, if you choose to spend your energy focusing on what you do have and what is there and enjoying life, then you can do just that and enjoy life. But if you're constantly thinking about the next thing and the next thing, then you're not going to enjoy it so much and it's not going to be real quality, and that's something I'm working on changing for myself, and I just want to share this to hopefully help you guys, and that kind of leads me into the what God has taught me, because I I got the job and it was with my family and we were still on our vacation. And when I got the job, we were all so excited. And my immediate thing, as I mentioned earlier, is okay, what are we going to do now? We got to find an apartment. We got to do this. We got to pack. We got to do all this stuff. And, I started getting overwhelmed like so quickly. And my aunt was telling me, hey, you just got the job. Let's celebrate. Let's be excited about this. This is an amazing accomplishment. Let's be in the moment, in the here and now, and let's celebrate. This is amazing. She actually brought up the Bible verse. I'm going to read it to you guys right now. And it really helped put things into perspective because, you know, again, going back to just the next and the next and the next, we do that. You don't get to enjoy the good moments. And so, Matthew 6, verse 25 through 27. I know a lot of you probably already know this, but for those who don't, and for those who do and just need a reminder, let me read it to you. This is actually from a sermon that Jesus himself was preaching while he was on earth. And he says to the people, therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? And that was a reminder that I needed to really say, okay, you know what? You're right. Why am I worrying about the apartment and all this stuff? Because guess what? God provided for the job for me. He's going to provide the apartment for me. He's going to provide all the other needs that I need to start over again. Why am I worrying about that? Because the thing about not being in the here and now is you're in the future, which means you're worrying about the future, and it's causing anxiety, right? But it's also causing you just to not appreciate the good things that are happening in your life. You can't appreciate the good moments, the good times, the good people, and you kind of just get lost. And it's kind of like, then what's the point? Because you're living your life and you're just living for the next, and you're living your life for the tomorrows, and you don't get to enjoy the todays. And today is all we have because we don't know if we have tomorrow, And I really, God, I believe, reminds me, hey, I'm already taking care of you. So enjoy these moments. Enjoy these moments. Be grateful, be happy, laugh. It's okay. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at, y'all. So, I am happy. Yes, I am happy. Things are working out. And I am trusting in the Lord that whatever obstacles come, because they will, because that's life, obstacles will continue to come. I'm going to trust and have the faith that it's for my own good. It's something that will continue to refine me as all these difficulties have refined me, and God is still with me. No matter what's happening, he's still there. He's still taking care of me. I'm saying this to y'all, but I'm saying this a lot to myself as well. You know, this is my altar. This is my reminder to myself that God is taking care of you. And he will, whether you have the job or not, he's taking care of you. And whether you have whatever it is, God's got you. And he always will. And that will never change. His love will never change for you. And that's amazing. And I love it. And, again, who I am is enough for him. It's enough for all the people who really love and care about me. And that's it. And that's where I want to leave this. So more on this later. As I said, y'all, keep your ear out and your eyes too for the series that I'm going to start in a few weeks. And keep on keeping on. Okay. Thank you guys for sticking it out with me. It's been a journey thus far, and it's going to continue. A lot of changes coming. Might have another break. I don't know. I don't want to have another break, but a lot is happening. A lot will continue to happen in the next couple of weeks. And I really want to be able to prioritize things that need to be prioritized. We're working on having boundaries, setting appropriate boundaries for ourselves. So I'm gonna let y'all know from now, there may be another break, but that's okay because we will come back. That's the number one thing. No matter what, how many breaks we have, we gonna come back. That's for sure. As long as we're living, as long as we have breath, we'll be back. So until next week, you guys, bye.